8-5, Statists versus Libertarian, Part 2. Representing the environment minister of the Libertarian Party, please.
Hello, UN Assembly and fellow diligents. Today I'm here to talk about the environmental issues in Venezuela. You may think that there isn't really much that's going on in Venezuela about environmental issues, but then there's a lot. There's really strong ones that needs to be fixed, like deforestation, glaciers melting down, and pollution. And glaciers, there were 5 to begin off in 1998, but then now by 2019 or so, there's only 1 left, and that last one is slowly starting to melt. So what we're gonna do would be we need a better ecosystem where everyone contributes to help the environment raise up and get more support so that we can actually create a environment which is friendly for everyone, where the water, air, and those resources aren't polluted. If you don't believe me on the part that I said there were glaciers melting, you can maybe trust National Geographic and Scientific Americans. So citizens are gonna be voting for what they believe in the most, and since we're going a little bit more on the democracy side, most citizens who are over 18 will vote for what they believe in, and those will be really helpful, since that means everyone will be providing ideas that the government may not have thought of. And we can then provide wealth, freedom, and etc. that are basic needs for everyone. Thank you.
Okay. Environment Minister for the Statists.
Good morning, UN Assembly and fellow delegates. I'm a representative of the Statists looking into the Venezuela crisis and environmental view. I'm going to suggest some ideas that might help. Having an ideology that makes choices over economic and social status could benefit Venezuela. As the oil prices decrease rapidly over the years, Venezuela will have no income, and this will increase the debt. This is due to renewable energy. Using the high taxes in the ideology will propose the idea of renewable energy, and this might make the country recognizable for it. According to the research conducted by Stanford University, in 20 to 40 years, most countries will use 100% of renewable energy, as countries are now willing to convert due to climate change. Iceland and Sweden are recognizable for using 100% of renewable energy. This shows that it's possible. According to The Guardian, currently Venezuela is using 70 to 80% of hydroelectric energy. This is supplied from the Guri Dam, located in Venezuela. This shows that it's possible for Venezuela to have a higher percentage. Having an ideology that controls the economy is very important, as oil is the only thing that they trade. As oil gets cheaper over the years, there will be a limitation on how much is getting extracted, as this damages the air and water supply. According to Bloomberg, recently there was a spillage of oil in the water supply. This causes jobs in schools to get limited or cancelled, and this causes limited supply of water. As limited resources is needed for living, this will cause hyperinflammation to worsen. According to the United Nations, extracting oil releases toxic chemicals, and this will cause air pollution and damage citizens' health. As Venezuela is in debt, hospitals only have limited amount of supply and can't treat citizens well. Having an ideology that lets the government control over what they build could protect the rainforest, as Venezuela contains one of the most biodiverse rainforests. This is very important to conserve. This will impact the economic and social status of Venezuela, as this will impact the ecosystem. According to the conversation,
There's 10 seconds.
Murder opened a mine in 2016 in 12% of the country, including the rainforest. 90% of it is protected by a constitution, so the government's corrupt. In conclusion, if renewable energy is taken into consideration, extracting oil is taken into precaution, and deforestation is taken, there's less corruption, Venezuela will have a better economy.
Okay, the economy according to the Libertarians.
Good afternoon, UN Assembly and fellow delegates. I'm here to address the benefits of a libertarian government in Venezuela. I'll be focusing on the economic development. 4 million people have fled Venezuela since 2015, according to the BBC News. This is 13% of their population. Personal freedom and libertarianism are basically the same thing. People have their own sayings in political, personal, and economic decisions. This means there's also a free market system, where people can decide the prices of goods and services. People could also start their own jobs, which makes the economy in Venezuela more diverse. This will naturally end hyperinflation and the expensive taxes. According to Libertarian Party of the Principle, protecting property, settling arguments, and facilitating law for voluntary trade are the 3 most important things in a libertarian economy. Of course, many citizens in Venezuela are poor or have even left the country, so it'll be hard to start a new economy. We need to make sure enough decent jobs are being created. As it says in a UN report, poor countries should consider making more decent jobs for the unemployed so that they can make more money, otherwise countries might risk instability for both social and political factors. If Venezuela becomes Liberia, there will also be world trade. This means they can get more resources, and out of those resources we can make more products. We have a lot of oil and natural resources, so Venezuela will naturally become a popular place to trade. According to Al Jazeera, Venezuela has been depending on oil for the past few years, which is not really smart because what if the oil company crashes? There will be no more income for Venezuelans. Naturally, things in Venezuela will change. Time, place, and space will be affected greatly because relationships between Venezuelans will really improve. People can reunite from people that left or people that might have not had it so well over the past couple of years. The governments will also be hugely affected because there's less control over people. This connects to the choice Venezuelans will make. People won't have government pressure to talk, and there's no right or wrong. In conclusion, libertarianism is the only choice for Venezuela. Taxes will end, food shortages will end, and citizens will be able to have a normal, healthy life again. Thank you for listening. I hope you will consider choosing
The status perspective on the economy, please, Jason.
Hello, Assembly. I welcome Venezuela, the economy of Venezuela. Venezuela can concern development in other sectors such as iron and the diamond industry. Venezuela should use the income from the new explore diamond and gas to develop technology to improve our own air. Venezuela has positive relationship with China, India, America, and Russia. Therefore, from my economy positive, Venezuela should borrow money from those countries in exchange for the cancellation of debtors. Conclusion: training with countries such as China, India, Russia, and America will not only make Venezuela grow, but also develop strong international relationship. This will help Venezuela do this. Will help Venezuela overcome economy problems. Thank you.
Well done, Jason. Okay, facilitation is all about the conclusions and a summary of the team's position. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
Good morning, members of the UN General Assembly and fellow delegates. Today, my group and I discussed the crisis that has struck Venezuela and its people. Several years ago, in the 70s, Venezuela was the richest country in all of Latin America and the 20th richest country in the world. A lot has changed since then. Only last year, the hyperinflation rate was increased by 80,000% in Venezuela, whereas countries like America, the hyperinflation rate was only increased by 2.4%. government has proven themselves clearly incompetent to help their people, leaving everyone in debt and losing their jobs. So I urge people to think not as much about the government and how their image would be, or even the money at stake, but more about the people and what's good for them, so that they can live a prosperous life like they lived in the 70s and even earlier than that. And yeah, I believe that, to conclude this, I believe that everyone in Venezuela has the right to political and economic freedom, and they should choose who reigns their country and who can make choices for them.
Facilitation from the Statists government.
Good morning, U.S. Assembly and fellow delegates. I'm going to be the facilitator for the Statists as they do not have one. Currently, Venezuela has been under crisis because of low oil prices. Using our ideology, we made some suggestions or ideas that can improve the state of Venezuela currently. In conclusion, with the ideas stated such as for the future economic development, we could use other natural resources such as diamonds. Another idea is using government control, as we could limit the extraction of oil to better the citizens' health and for possible future trading. These ideas stated might have impact to change Venezuela.